Hey guys, today I want to talk to you a little bit about consistency. Now, to be completely honest, consistency is something that I've struggled with a little bit with my schedule being thrown off and being just at home all the time and having time just so open. It feels like, oh, I've got all the time in the world to do that. And then guess what? Doesn't happen. So I have experienced that myself. But having said that, I also know how important it is to be consistent with what you're doing. I used to think that consistency was tied to willpower, that if I had enough willpower, then I would be consistent. And so anytime that I wasn't consistent, that made me kind of super hard on my own mind, thinking, why am I not strong enough? Why can't I do this? What's wrong with me kind of conversations. So hopefully none of that's going through your head at all. But if it is, I want to let you know that consistency actually has nothing to do with willpower. So you're all good there. It does not mean that you're weak. In fact, you are probably far stronger than you think you are. So if consistency is not tied to willpower, what is it about? What allows some people to be consistent and some people not? So consistency has everything to do with authenticity, with integrity, with telling the truth from the top to the bottom, from the outside to the inside, all the way through. Now, let's look at a situation where I see this come up a lot with my clients, where they want to eat healthier. I've given them a plan that they think will work for them, but their husband or their kid has these snacks in the house, and they're like, oh, I just can't help it. If it's in the house, I got to eat it. That's not about willpower. It's not about willpower. It's about the integrity of your thoughts. It's about what's really going on inside of your head. Are you having this discussion in your head about restriction, about I can't have that, about I want it, but I can't, about fitness and health is suffering because I can't have the things that I want. And then, oh, if it's there, you got to snatch it up. Again, I've been there. It used to be that if someone had ice cream in the freezer, if there was ice cream in my house in the freezer, I would eat the whole thing. I'm not kidding you. I'm talking like, if there's like, is this a pint? I don't know. Not a half gallon. I think it's a pint. If there was a pint in the freezer, one day, crushed, gone. No more ice cream. And it was because of thoughts that I was having in my head. It goes back to the way that you think. And I can't talk into every pattern of thought right here on this one video, but there's someone who gave an analogy that hit me so hard. His name is Matthew Hussey. He's a relationship coach. And oddly enough, even though he was using this analogy for relationships, it translates perfectly to fitness too. Here's what it is. So he said that as a kid, he went to Disneyland and he noticed something about the trash cans. Let me stop for a minute. I've been to Disneyland many, many, many times, and I thought, I can't even picture the trash cans. What are the trash cans like? Well, here's what it is. What he noticed is that in each land inside of Disneyland, the trash cans are actually designed with the same theme as whatever land they're in. They're dressed up. They're part of the experience. And that to him was a big deal, because here's what it showed. It shows consistency all the way through. Because let's think about it. You're going to Disneyland. You go for the rides, right? For the magic, for the experience. But most of your day isn't actually spent on the ride. Most of your day is spent in line and walking between rides. Most of your day is spent near the trash cans. Most of your day is spent near the trash cans. Your actual experience isn't fully made up of the rides. Your experience is made up of the trash cans. Now, with relationships, what he was saying was, your relationships are the same way. Your relationships are made up of the trash cans. It's not made up of that amazing first date or the huge vacation that you took to Italy or whatever. Like, those are the rides. Those are the big things. But that's not truly what makes up your relationship. What truly makes it up is the trash cans of your everyday life, the day in, the day out, the hard things, the small things. That's what your relationship is made up of. And I thought, oh my gosh, this translates to fitness so well, because think about it. So whatever you're training for, whatever your goal is, whether it be a bikini competition or some kind of a race or a sport or whatever it may be, your experience is not made up of show day or game day or race day. Those are the rides. In fitness, those are the rides. Every day is made up of the trash cans. The day in, the day out. What are you doing in between all of that exciting stuff? On just the normal, boring, run-of-the-mill day, in between the rides, what are you doing? That is what makes up your fitness experience. So, looking at our trash cans, because we want to be consistent all the way through. If we were to look in our actual, not metaphorical, our actual trash cans, what would I see if I were to look in your trash cans? Let's say you tell me that you believe in eating a certain way. So I go and look in your refrigerator and I find those foods there. I go and look in your pantry. I find those foods there. But when I go to look in your trash can, am I going to find candy wrappers and fast food bags? Am I going to find that there? Because that tells me that there is some kind of a breakdown in your thinking, in your integrity. I'm not saying that you're like trying to trick anybody, not like that, but just that somewhere along the way, there's a break in what you're thinking. It doesn't totally line up. So in business, we would call it branding. You want branding to be the same all the way through so that people can recognize you. In people, we call it integrity. Who are you behind the closed doors? Not in front of people, not how you show up on video. Who are you when the door's closed and the lights are off and no one else would know what you're doing? Are you the same person? What allows you to be the same person no matter what? What allows you to eat the way you want to eat no matter what is what's happening up here. What makes the trash cans at Disneyland invisible yet so much part of your experience is because they flow so well with the rest of Disneyland. They're part of the branding. They're part of the magic. The trash cans are part of the magic. That's something that Disneyland does so well, is there's no break in the magic. So think about it. If you realize that at this point, you're not exercising the way that you want to, you're not eating the way that you want to, where's the breakdown in your head, in your thoughts? What is it? And a lot of times if you go to the metaphorical trash can in your mind, where you kind of throw thoughts that you don't want to deal with, where the things that you push back, that you hide, that you don't want anyone else to know what you think, if you were to look into that metaphorical trash can, what would you find? Because I guarantee if you look there, you're going to find the breakdown that's stopping you from being consistent. What do you truly believe? Truly, not what should you believe. What do you know cognitively up here? That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about what you really believe in the back of your mind, because that is what will or won't allow you to be consistent. So I hope that was helpful for you. I want you to really look at that. Look in your metaphorical trash can. Look in your real, actual trash can. Make sure you're showing up the same. You're showing up the same. And in this time, it can be challenging. In this time, our trash, so to speak, is going to come up. Our demons are going to come up because we're not in normal right now. It's not the way that we've learned how to do life. And that's okay. That's okay. It's all right if for a minute you trip and fall down. It's okay if for a minute you're doubting yourself. It's okay if for a minute the fear tries to take hold. But that's not where you stay because of what you believe truly deep down, because of what makes up your trash cans. So take a look at those, and I want you to choose something to be consistent at. Whether it's a workout, whether it's a way of eating, whether it's drinking enough water during the day, whether it's journaling or reading a book or playing a game with your family instead of watching an extra episode on Netflix. Whatever it is, whatever you want to be consistent with, I don't really care what it is. I just want you to choose something and be consistent with it throughout this week. And when it becomes hard to be consistent at it, that's when you look at your trash cans. That's when you look and see where's the breakdown. So I would love to know if you could just let me know, what do you want to be consistent on this week? And then let's do it. Let's stay accountable to it. All right. Thanks so much. I'll see you later.